Russia's vaunted air defenses just ate crow. Ukraine's homegrown Flamingo cruise missiles, boasting double the punch of a Tomahawk at 1,150 cal per warhead, pierced Crimea's veil undetected. 3 hits, 0 intercepts. As satellite images reveal smoldering oil depots and command posts in ruins, Moscow scrambles. Could this be the tipping point in the Russia-Ukraine war's deadliest chapter? Welcome to Global Tactical Alert, your frontline pulse on the world's geopolitical crises. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button now. It's your shield against the fog of war. We break it down raw, real, and relentless. Let's dive in. Picture this, it's 2014, and the world watches in stunned silence as unmarked little green men seize Crimea, that glittering jewel in the Black Sea once buzzing with Tatar markets and Soviet ghosts. Moscow calls it a homecoming. Kyiv screams theft. Fast forward to February 2022. Putin's tanks roll, igniting the Russia-Ukraine war's inferno. Crimea becomes the unsinkable fortress, a launch pad for Black Sea barrages. But beneath the propaganda gloss, it's a powder keg of resentment. Crimean Tatars deported en masse in Stalin's shadow, now whispering of liberation amid drone shadows. This isn't ancient grudge, it's a live wire, where every missile echo recalls that fateful referendum under gunpoint. And today, those echoes are deafening. What if one overlooked flaw in Russia's sky shield turns this frozen conflict into a blazing rout? Buckle up. We're dissecting the tactical masterstroke that's got the Kremlin sweating. Dawn's fragile hush shatters like glass under a sledgehammer. From Ukraine's fog-shrouded shores near Odessa, 3 behemoths roar skyward. The FP-5 Flamingo, Ukraine's audacious brainchild unveiled just months ago. Each a 7-ton Titan. Fiberglass-sheathed phantoms slicing at 950 km/h. They're 1,050 kilos warheads. Bunker busters forged for apocalypse. Hunger for concrete tombs. Unlike the Yankee Tomahawk's polite 450 kilo tap, these are sledgehammers. Penetrate, burrow, then erupt in delayed fury, shredding guts without toppling facades. It's surgical savagery, but brute force, that's amateur hour. This symphony of destruction opens with chaos conductors. Waves of UJ-26 kamikaze drones, cheap as sin at 150 km/h, swarming from northwest and northeast like biblical locusts. 45 minutes pre-launch, they flood Russian scopes. Low, slow, spoofing saturation. Radars choke on ghosts. Pantsir batteries twitch, but too late. Hits ripple. Power grids flicker at the 96L6E arrays. MR-10M1 coastal eyes go blind from waveguide wounds. Not kills, delays. 5 seconds of lag? That's eternity in dogfight math. Enter the Flamingos, hugging Earth at 20-30 meters. Terrain-masked ninjas. GNSS guides, but jamming hits? Inertial gyros kick in. Altimeter's pulse radar whispers against preloaded topo ghosts. No climb, no crash. Just relentless contour caress. Infrared veiled from heat hounds. Russian S-400s, those trillion-ruble titans, stare skyward while death skims treetops. Geometry betrays them. Earth's curve blinds long-range sight to 25 kilometers out. By pop-up, it's 10 seconds to doom. Classification, calc, fire, nah. Pantsers, drone zappers extraordinaire, flail at subsonic blurs vanishing into urban haze. Impact, cinematic carnage. Strike 1. FSB Nerve Center in Armyansk, surveillance spiderweb for Northern Ops. Warhead dives, detonates in the war room, screens die, comms scream static. Lights on, data off, quips a Ukrainian intel whisperer. Field grunts, adrift in fog. Strike 2. Power nexus nearby. Fiber veins and juice lines severed. Backups gasp, offline for weeks. Catastrophic in convoy calculus. Strike 3. Sevastopol's Black Sea beast heart. A pier pulsing fuel to patrol wolves. Boom. Pipelines rupture. Diesel infernos bloom. An A-25PS hovercraft spins drunken into pillars. Mast snapped. Refuel roulette halts. Fleets idle. Ghosts in the machine. All in 60 seconds. Time on target terror. Overwhelm. Deny rally. Russia's multi-layer myth crumbles. Not failure, but exploitation. Low-alt stealth, drone decoy, timing trap. As analysts warn, this strike campaign exposes Kremlin's thin stretch. Ukraine's not just hitting, it's rewriting the playbook, NATO-style hybrid hell. Could scaling this swarm turn Crimea into a no-go zone, or force Moscow's hand in ways we can't yet fathom? But hold that thought. The countermeasure clash brewing in the shadows demands our attention next. Russia's not rolling over. They're scrambling like cornered wolves, but their frantic fixes might just bite back. Picture the Kremlin war rooms ablaze with emergency huddles, mobile radar rigs rolling out, dodging predictability like shadows in the mist. AI algorithms injected into the detection loop, promising lightning-fast threat IDs that slice through drone decoys. Decentralized sensor webs, perhaps buoyed by their own low-flying scout drones, sniffing out terrain huggers before they strike terminal velocity. Sounds formidable, right? But here's the rub. In the heat of recent chaos, these knee-jerk upgrades have already backfired. Take the tragic irony: a Russian Su-30 fighter jet, pride of the skies, downed by friendly fire from a twitchy Panzer battery, mistaking it for an inbound ghost. Panic pulses through the ranks, overtuned systems firing at phantoms, turning allies into ash. What if this friendly fire frenzy escalates into a full-blown fratricide epidemic? Moscow's reactive scramble buys time, but at what cost? Resources drained, doctrines upended, and morale cracking under the weight of self-inflicted wounds. Ukraine watches, smirks. Their agile tweaks outpace Russia's lumbering pivot every time. This countermeasure clash isn't just tech tug-of-war. It's a psychological siege where hesitation kills faster than any warhead. These stories sting because they're mirrors, reminders that global conflicts crash waves on our shores. But peel back. What's the domino chain if Crimea cracks? Amid the tactical thunder, hearts fracture in silence. Forget the faceless stats. Zoom in on the souls snared in this geopolitical grinder. In Feodosia's shadow, where oil depots blaze from drone kisses, fishermen like 62-year-old Mikola stare at empty nets. Sevastopol's piers, once his dawn ritual for Black Sea bounty, now cordoned chaos. Fuel fires choke harbors, patrols grounded, schools of cod scatter untended. My sons wait for fish that won't come, he rasps in a smuggled clip. Voice cracking over rationed diesel lines snaking miles long. Half Crimea's pumps dry, per leaked reports. Families huddle by candlelight. Black Sea winds howling mockery. Deeper scars, Crimean Tatars. Echoes of 1944's midnight trains. Now dodge resettlement whispers amid strikes. Activist Elzara, a teacher in Bakhchisarai, shields books from shrapnel, while her clinic overflows with shell-shocked elders. We fled once. Now drones steal our sleep, she shares via encrypted line. Displaced devs in Simferopol cram into basements. Kids tracing missile arcs on walls instead of ABCs. Tallies show 395 civilian drone deaths since 22. But it's the unseen. PTSD whispers. Bread queues turning feral. And the occupiers collateral. Russian conscripts yanked from Siberian mills. Now ghosts in foxholes. 25,000 deserted fronts in 9 months, per intel dumps. Executed for balking meat grinder runs. A leaked letter from a Sevastopol gunner. We guard ghosts, but fear hunts us. This war's toll, not just bunkers breached, it's lives unmoored. Future's fuel for flames. Empathy isn't optional. It's the antidote to numbness. This isn't peninsula poker. It's global chess with nukes in the draw. Ukraine's Flamingo flex, domestic ingenuity, 3,000-kilometer reach, validates NATO's bet. Arm Kiev. Watch Moscow bleed. Russia's Black Sea chokehold. Fractured. Fleet resupply grinds. Patrols phantom, per dispatches. Energy dominoes tumble. Crimea depots torched / Russian fuel exports 15%. Spiking global crude $5 barrel overnight. Your pump prices tick up. Europe's grid gasps. But let's talk wallet warfare, because this hits closer to home than you think. Imagine flipping on your kitchen light only to wince at the bill. Crimea's fuel famine isn't some distant echo. It's jacking US gas prices by 10 cents a gallon overnight, as refineries scramble for alternate crude flows. Reports paint a grim canvas. Russian oil terminals in flames. Export pipelines starved, forcing OPEC to crank output just to plug the gap. Your grocery cart? Heavier hit. Fertilizer costs soar with disrupted Black Sea shipments, pushing corn and wheat futures skyward. American farmers feel the pinch first, then it ripples to your supermarket aisle. Bread up 5%, meat following suit. And stocks? Energy giants like Exxon jitter, but defense contractors grin. Raytheon's order book swells with anti-drone tech demands. This geopolitical crisis morphs into your economic squeeze. 401ks dip on market volatility. Jobs in oil patches teeter as imports flood in. What if prolonged strikes turn this into a full-blown recession trigger? Tie it back. Every Flamingo blast isn't just a tactical win. It's a stealth tax on your daily grind, reshaping wallets from Tulsa to Tampa. Winners? Kyiv's asymmetric ace forces Putin's pivot. Redeploy S-400s from Donetsk, thin fronts elsewhere. Analysts flag it. Kremlin's failure to shield skies invites escalation. Losers. Beijing watches. Taiwan templates drawn. Sanctions bite harder as Firepoint's junkyard missile proves cheap beats Chrome. What if this sparks hybrid hell elsewhere? Drones over Taiwan Strait? Or NATO's Article 5 itch if stray fire licks Poland? The board reshapes. Ukraine iterates faster. Russia reacts ragged. Zelensky eyes Trump huddle Friday. Tomahawks inbound. Game changer. This geopolitical crisis isn't regional ripple. It's world wave, redrawing power maps in firelight. But wait, these embers glow hotter. Whispers from Kiev intel. Belbek airbase next? Or Kerch Bridge's underbelly? With US talks looming, expect drone swarms doubling down. What if Ukraine's next volley doesn't stop at Crimea, aims for the Urals? Stick around. Our deep dive drops tomorrow on how Moscow's countermeasures might just boomerang. Folks, this is the Russia-Ukraine war's raw edge. Geopolitical crisis unfolding live, and you deserve the unfiltered truth. If this lit a fire under you, smash that like button to fuel the alert. Drop in comments. Will flamingos force peace or fuel the flames? Your voice shapes the convo. And subscribe now, bell on, for instant drops on global conflicts that hit home. We're Global Tactical Alert. Vigilance is victory. Share if it shook you. Together we pierce the propaganda. Stay sharp out there.